Welcome to the challenge, everybody. I am so happy you are here, and as you can see, I have two guests. We have my wife, Michaela, and then we have Kristen.
Why didn't I get to introduce myself? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't know, but I was talking to these two ladies beforehand, and in the studio it's a little hot. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, so if I start sweating, it is because it is hot. Okay, I'm not nervous actually this time. Usually I am nervous when I start sweating, but this time it is like I'm pretty hot. So if I start sweating, hopefully it doesn't distract you. But thank you so much for being here. It was so good seeing you guys on GoToMeeting. If you're just clicking on this video from YouTube, welcome. Super happy you are here. We have a lot of good things, cool things in store for today. But first, I'm going to send it to a video. The challenge this last week was, it was kind of like a button-up shirt that I'm wearing, and you had to have it unbuttoned with a shirt underneath, and you had to like tape your thumbs like that, so you only have 4 fingers, and you had to button up your shirt as fast as you can, and it was super fun to watch you do that. Did you try it, Michaela?
I have not tried it, no.
Have you ever tried it, Kristen?
I haven't, but I'm going to try it because that sounds interesting.
I would love to see these two try it. So maybe next week we'll have a video of them doing it. But it was, you guys were impressive. Let's just say that. So I want you to check out this video, and you will see who well, you might find out who the winner is, but I'm not announcing it until the very end. So check out this video.
Hey guys, I got my thumbs taped and my brother on the stopwatch. Here we go. Done. Okay, what'd I get? I got 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Hello, my name is Jack, and I'll be completing, sort of, hopefully, the button up a shirt with no thumbs challenge. Here we go. Here we've got a button up shirt that I can put on. And tape. So let's tape up my hands. Oh, there we go. All taped up. Ready to do this. Whew, that was a hard challenge. Now it's time to take these off. Great. Well, I think to get these off, I'm gonna have to use my magic trick and just make a pocket knife appear out of nowhere. And somehow cut these. Actually, how do we not cut these? I don't need that. Oh, shoot. Oh. Number 1 down. Ooh, my hands are sweaty. That was hard.
What's up, guys? Joey put out the no thumbs competition. Who can button their button up shirt? I got thumbs taped, button up shirt, timer. So let's get it started. All right, hoping to get like under a minute. All right, let's do it. Go. Okay, I gotta find the first button. Got the first one. No, that's for 10 seconds. Got it. Yeah. Almost there. Got one button left. Come on. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Got it. I got it. Yes, yes, yes. Stop. Got it, all of it.
Go get his sword.
I got it. 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 I got a minute. Not a minute. 53 seconds.
All right, I mean, how funny were those videos? So good. You will find out who the winner is at the end, but now it is time for the teaching. And, you know, while I was preparing for this teaching, I was just like, I need to have two people that are like obsessed or love worship. And so we have Michaela, she just loves worship, and then we have Kristen, if you didn't know, is on the worship team here at Unlock Church. And so I wanted to have both of them here for the teaching because we're going to be talking about worship today. And so I'm kind of going to interview them about worship. And so here we go. First question is just a broad question. What is worship? So we'll start off with Michaela. What is worship?
Just broadly, just what is worship?
Yeah, what is worship?
Well, when I think of worship, I kind of think of it as giving praise to something, showing honor or respect towards, well, specifically God in my case, but like adoration, so like you're admiring that thing or God. That's what I would say, worshiping.
Good. Yeah. Kristen, do you have anything to add to that, or?
I would say worship can mean a lot of different things. You can worship God through singing music, playing music. You can worship Him in whatever. Like, I know people who play college or, you know, professional sports, and that's how they worship Jesus, is because they're worshiping Him through what talents God gave them, and so that's how they choose to worship. So I think it looks differently for everyone. You can also worship Jesus through tithe, which is giving 10% of what you get to Him. So I think worship looks differently for everybody, and just find what you're passionate about and the gifts God gives you, and I think that's a great way to worship Him.
Yeah, I think both of those answers were really good, and Kristen, I think, kind of answered the second question, which is, what does worship look like?
Going ahead.
And which is fine, but so, I mean, is that how you would answer that question? What does worship look like? Or would you add to that, you think?
I would say it also looks differently if we're looking at just the music side of things, and just worshiping Him in a service and listening to the music. I think there's many different ways you can worship Him. Some people are just quiet and just like to listen and just be present in Jesus and kind of pray through that. And some people like to go crazy and jump and just are on fire for what Jesus is doing. And
hallelujah!
yeah, so it comes in so many different forms and ways, and I think it's just a good reminder to just not judge people in the way they worship, because everyone experiences God differently through worship. So I think find the way that works best for you and that you feel experience Jesus the most, and
Yeah, I think that's good. I think kind of going off of that, when Kristen was kind of talking about athletes and sports, I think I can relate to that a little bit more too, because, you know, when I was playing basketball for the U, I didn't, at the time when I first didn't know Jesus, I didn't feel like I was worshiping God, because I was just playing my sport. that was just normal to me. But when it came to a point where I knew who Jesus was, and then I realized, like, no, I'm worshiping God in my sport, and it's not, we kind of talked about this last week, I think, but it's not about your performance, but just your heart in it and working as hard as you can for the Lord, and what you do in your talents. So I think that was really good. And just to go off of like the worship side of things, I think that was really good, Kristen, what you said, like, there's no way to worship a particular way, and that we kind of talked about that with our prayer sermon, that we talked about prayer. Like, there's no way, there's no correct, there's no correct way to pray. There's no correct way to worship. So whatever you're feeling in that moment, that's how you should worship, you know? Yeah. And I think it comes with, just like your relationship with the Lord, the more it grows and the more you just really fall into his presence in those moments, I think you want to give him praise. Like, you want to show it physically more, like whether you want to lift a hand or, because like, I'm going to put Joey on the spot a little bit here. Like, you know, we would go to some other churches or other worship events, and people would be raising their hands and worshiping.
I'll
like,
take it from there.
Okay,
I was
he knows what I'm gonna say.
I know what she's gonna say. That's what married couple. That's what happens. You just know what the other person's gonna say. But I was actually thinking that before she even said that, which is crazy. But no, like what both of them were talking about, like what worship should look like. And I remember, like, worship in like singing and praising God in like the church, where you see like bands are up there. And I always remember going into all these churches at the beginning of my I would say Christian life, and there I would see people raising their hand, and I would see people on their knees every once in a while. I'd see people, you know, doing things, and I was just like, I just didn't understand it, and I just didn't get it, and I was just like, why? Oh, woohoo! Am I more? Do I love Jesus more because I'm raising my hand? And then I think it comes back to what both of them were saying. I think the stronger you have a relationship with God, I don't know. I just think everybody expresses and worships differently, and we shouldn't be judging other people the way they're worshiping, because everybody praises God differently. Whether that's raising their hand or laying on the ground, sitting on the ground, or just sitting in their chair, everybody worships differently, and that's okay. However you feel like doing it, and because there's no formula to it. There's no formula to worship. Just like we talked about in prayer, there's not a certain way to do it. It's whatever the Spirit is leading you to do. I feel like so. I think that's kind of what you were. Yeah,
just giving me a hard time a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't know if you ever.
Because now Joey raises his hands once in a while, and so
I do.
I see,
and I
think it's great. And I just give him a hard time because he was at a point where he was just not comfortable doing that.
You guys see, I'm sweating a little bit, and not that I am nervous. It is hot in here.
It's warm in here. It's very warm. But anyways, yeah, I agree with that definitely, Joey. There's no way to worship.
Yeah, it's whatever you're feeling in that moment, and whatever you want to give to God. I mean, there's just... I'm rambling now. So we'll go to the next question. Why should we worship, and why is it important? Let's go with Kristen.
That's a good question.
Worship is important. I think it's something... It doesn't always come naturally to everybody. I think sometimes, like Joey, like you didn't understand why people were raising their hands. And me and Michaela are really passionate about music and worship, and we just love music. We dance, and that's just our jam, and that's how we like to praise Jesus. What was the question again?
Why should we worship? Why is it important?
It's important because this is one of the ways that we can show Jesus how much we love him. And like I said, worship is in many different forms, whether it's through your talents or whatever, but specifically in music, it's a time in service where you can just be in the presence of God. And if you allow him, he will be able to show you something through a song, whether it's lyrics. I got really into worship when I started really just paying attention to what the songs were saying and the meaning behind them. And I would look up how they came about the song, whether it was from a Bible verse or maybe a life experience, and it allowed me to experience Jesus through words and in a different way, or even experience the Bible in a different way. And I think it's really important to worship and just be able to be in the presence of Jesus and learn how to do that. Whether it's not like you learn, but learn how it works for you. And for me, I research songs, and I'm just, and I like to be present in the moment, and I like to focus on the words, and Jesus speaks to me a lot through song. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
You have anything to add to that question?
Yeah,
or
no, I definitely do. I think worship is really important, and I think for me specifically, it really helps me kind of come back to the Lord and like really reflect on, you know, why I believe in Jesus and what he does in my life. And, you know, that's a way to like thank him for everything that he's given me in my life. And I think sometimes, you know, worship, you know, we go to church and worship comes on, and we sometimes maybe go, I'm talking for myself too, I'm not saying everyone does this, but like we go through the motions of the song. If we don't like the song, we just like, oh, I don't really like this song, but I'll sing it, you know, but it's not about that. And I think just making sure, you know, as high school, middle school students, like, you know, music may not be something you're into, did I say that right? Into?
Yeah.
It didn't come out right.
It did though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it did.
Something that you're, you know, not interested in as much, but I think it doesn't matter when it comes to your relationship with the Lord, and it should just reflect on, like when Kristen said, like being in the presence of the Lord, and like what does that really mean? And I think, you know, not going through the motions, not just singing along, but like really like letting the Lord come into your heart and your mind and your soul and just fill you up, and really like Kristen said, like he can show you something amazing through that worship. And kind of to go off a song that I really resonates with me is it's called Nothing Else, and if I can just read a few of the lyrics. But it just says, I'm caught up in your presence, I just want to sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment, I never want to leave. And then it just goes on to talk about like, I'm sorry, like almost apologizing to God, like when I'm just going through the motions. I'm sorry when I sang just another song. Take me back where we started. I opened my heart up to you. I just love that. I love the lyrics of that, and I think it's just really powerful that, you know, not going through the motions, not just going to sing a song, but just really like get in the presence of the Lord.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that's so good. And I think a way I think about worship now, like, I don't know if any of you, like, if you go to a concert, I'm sure Emmeline, Summer, I'm sure you, like, if it was like a hot star on stage, you'd be like, ah! Like you're like worshiping that, going crazy.
Fangirling.
5 seconds of summer is
I'm sorry to, yeah. I mean, but, or like, legend. If Kirk Cousins was in your front yard, you would be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and there's people in, like, you worship, or you, like, they're like,
kind of idolize.
You idolize them. And I just imagining, like, Jesus, like, that, why I raise my hands now, and I don't think it's weird anymore, is like, Jesus, like, I need you. Like, I want you, and thank you, and like, yeah, it's just a sign of like, almost like surrender. I'm surrendering to you. Like, imagine if Jesus was in your front yard. What if when he comes back and he's here, it's like he's gonna be like, I want to see him more than any pop star, any athlete, because he created you. He created you. So I think of it like that as well. Just to kind of picture it in your mind. Few more questions and then we'll wrap it up. I don't know if we've already kind of, what does worship specifically mean to you? So Michaela?
Yeah,
Do we kind of answer that?
Well, no, I mean,
I feel like we've kind of these questions kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, but I think for me, like, worship, kind of going back to the athletic side of things, like, worship was different for me 5 years ago than it is now. And it's like we were talking about, like, worship looks very different to different people. And now that I don't play college sports anymore, like, I'm not worshiping the Lord through my sport because I don't play anymore. And so, you know, that part of my life is kind of in the past. So to kind of navigate through, you know, now, and how can I worship the Lord and what I do now, and musically, obviously, just being in the presence of the Lord and just giving my heart out to Him every time I worship and giving it my all, like, not going through the motions like I said before, but just really letting my guard down and letting Him in. I think that's, like, what it means to me. And then just going off of that too, like, worshiping Him, like, in my daily life. So whether that's through prayer or in what I do for work, whether it's for, you know, being with the students, how can I'm worshiping Him in that way and what He's given me and, like, the talents He's given me.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of,
Yeah.
that's what it means to me.
Kristen, how about you?
Worship to me, it was really hard for me to explain what worship was to me. And then I did a devotional on the Bible app. I forget what it's called, but it was about worship. And there was a sentence in there that said, worship is fueled by revelation. And that kind of changed it for me, because revelation means God is revealing Himself and who He is and what He's doing through you. So then worship to me became, especially in the band, where you're sometimes doing the same song over and over again, and you're just trying to get it correct, and you're not really in the presence of what is happening in the room and what Jesus is trying to do in other people. Just being intentional in looking and seeking out who Jesus and God is to me in my life and what He's doing through me, and then seeking out and looking in my everyday life, okay, what is Jesus using me for today in this moment, and being intentional with that. And even during a worship service, or just even when I'm playing music, as I'm playing and I'm listening to the words and singing the words, just allowing that to be true in my life. And yeah, worship has been, I've found how to grab a hold of grace through one of my favorite songs called Gracious Tempest. And the line Gracious Tempest means, I had to look that up because I had never heard the word tempest in my life. I thought it was a made-up word, honestly.
Never.
But the definition of gracious tempest literally means so much grace that there is room for nothing else. All there is love and grace from Jesus, and there's no room for fear, anxiety, worry. And when I did not know how to grab a hold of grace, that song really just, I don't know, it did it for me, and it was great.
Yeah, I think.
So good.
Well, just going. Can I just?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. My next question was, what's like a song that you would recommend to you?
Yeah.
And so Gracious
Tempest. By Hillsong.
By Hillsong.
Yeah.
So check that one out,
It's a good
and then Michaela, you can add whatever you want, and then tell me your favorite song as well.
Okay. Yeah. No. Just my mind was, going about worship and all this stuff, but kind of going off what Kristen said. She was explaining her favorite song when she was kind of going through a tougher time. I would assume that song really resonated with her. I think music does that. Really speaks to people when you're going through a hard time, whether a family member dies or you're struggling with bullying or whatever it may be. Like, songs can be a really great thing for you, and God can really speak through that, and it just has a lot of truth to it, the lyrics of what these songs mean. So I just encourage you to look up some of your favorite worship songs and just really listen to the words and what it's saying, and it can really help you get through a tough time, I think.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite songs is Miracle Worker. Love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great one. And then Echo by Elevation Worship. More upbeat, super good.
Yeah.
So good. Man, I mean, I'm trying to think of my...
So good.
My favorite worship song is probably, I love Miracle Worker. And then there's a new, Man of Your Word.
Oh yeah.
I'm obsessed.
I have not heard that one.
Man
So-
of your word.
Ooh, so good.
Feel a singing over.
No, but I mean that was just good. That was it. I hopefully you got something out of today from these two ladies or myself, because worship, it's meaningful, and I want to start providing you a time of worship in our youth services. You know, we haven't really had a time of worship at all while we've been meeting at the community center or even online, and I want to provide you a time to worship in your home, wherever you are, whether you have some friends over or if you're by yourself or you're with your family. I want to provide a time for you to worship Jesus, to worship God, our Creator. And so you'll notice, starting today, we're gonna start adding some worship songs, whether that's live or whether that's just a pre-recording. But I want to provide that for you. And so, ladies, I'm putting you on the spot. What song should we play for them today? Do we have what song should we play?
Well,
I mean, actually, before
I don't
hold
know.
up. I'm gonna give them a second to think.
Okay.
But I'm also going to put them on the spot right now as well. They have 10 seconds. I know you all want to hear this. So they have 10 seconds to
oh my
sing
gosh.
a song. 10 seconds.
Kristen's on the worship team.
I don't care. It doesn't even have to be a real song. They can make up the words. Like, you got 10 seconds to sing a song, and then we're going to vote on who did a better job singing.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll start off, we'll put the pressure on Michaela. We'll start off with Kristen, and then we'll go to Michaela. Any song?
Oh my gosh, I'm
And
sweating.
5,
No, oh my
4,
gosh, I don't even know what song
3,
I'm gonna do.
2, 1, go.
I can't even think of a song.
Oh, she's not. She has 5 seconds. 5, 4,
I
3,
can't.
2. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Disqualified winner
She
over
might
here.
be. No, Michaela, you gotta sing a song actually.
Promise keeper.
That's like the
light in the
first-
darkness.
Oh.
My God,
Yes.
that is who you are.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. Michaela just won. She beat
I
the
know, I just drew
Maybe
like
I
person
should
that
be
is
on the
actually
worship team.
Michaela
on the
should
worship
be on the
team.
worship
Yeah,
team because
Jamie,
I
she
can't
is.
remember anything.
Well, should we just play that song?
Sure, I think
Yeah.
it's a great one.
So Miracle Worker is the song that we will be playing today. So I want to play this song for you. So wherever you are, like we talked about today, however you worship, whether you're standing up, you're going to raise your hand, or you're just sitting there, you're praying, just listening to the lyrics, whatever works for you. I want you to do that right now while you listen to this song. So check out this and then we'll be back up.
You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. We'll sing it again. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Even when I can't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. Yeah, you never stop. Yeah, I can. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. Oh, one more time. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop. Hey. 'Cause you are Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is. Oh, sing it again. You are Waymaker. You are Waymaker. Hey, my God, that is who you are.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for today. Thank you just for teaching us what worship means. And just knowing that you are worthy of our praise. And I just pray that we would worship you in everything that we do, in our everyday, ordinary life, that we would worship you, whether we're singing, whether we are helping our parents with, or doing chores, or playing a sport, or acting, or dancing, or whatever it is. I pray that we would worship you while we do it. And just pray that you would just work in people's hearts around the world. And I just pray that you would work in our hearts as well, and just help us become more close to you, you know, and just pray that that if there is any prayers that anybody here needs answered, I pray that you would answer them if it's according to your will, because we know that you are a miracle worker and promise keeper, and we know that you can answer those prayers. So I just ask you to answer those prayers according to your will, and also just thank you for the blessings you've given all of us, the people in our lives. And I also want to pray for courage to ask somebody this week to come to youth group next week. And I just pray that that they end up showing up, and just pray. I just pray for the United States and the world in this time. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. It was a great day. Actually, before I get to the next two challenges, the winner of the challenge was Epic. So congratulations, Epic, on winning. 53 seconds, that's impressive. So good work to Epic. We have two challenges for next week. First challenge, and I'm really challenging you on this one. We're gonna start doing worship, and I want those of you that can sing, or just create music somehow. I want you to create music, whether you are writing your own song or whether you are taking a song that has already been played and just singing it. I just ask you to do a worship song. If the best worship song that is sent to me will be played for worship next week. If there is none that are sent, then obviously we'll get someone else to do it. But I encourage you, okay? Don't be fearful, okay? That's what the enemy wants. I encourage you to submit something. I know you all have talent. I know some of you can sing, so please do it. And then the second challenge will be doing an artistic piece using your feet. Okay, so using your feet, you have to use some type of utensil, and you have to draw. Now it can take you 30 minutes, great, but please try to make the the video that you make, like a less than a minute 30 seconds, maybe fast forward or make it speed up, or just send me a clip or whatever. I know you all are, I mean, capable of editing now, so you can edit it down and do it that way. But the best artistic piece, using your feet. Only your feet. You can't use your hands, you can't use your head, you can't use your mouth. You have to use your feet to do something, to make an artistic piece, whether that's drawing, painting, or whatever. So those are the 2 challenges for this coming week. I love you all. Have a great week, and I will talk to you hopefully on Sunday, if not on Wednesday. Have a good one, guys.